there. My name is Sarah. I am the owner of Metamorphosis 101, a life and career coaching service. Welcome to this video. Feel free to settle in, get comfortable, and if you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me once again. What I do here is share tips and advice on how to master your career and life goals. I am a transition coach and I work with people to help them get to wherever it is that they want to go in life. Now, if you are interested in booking a consultation for a transition coach, all the information is down below. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Today, we are going to be talking about the importance of tailoring your resume and your cover letter, kind of going through the job application process and the reasons why it's super important to take that little bit of extra time to really make sure that your applications are unique and tailored to every single job that you're applying to. To begin, let's talk about why tailor the resume. Hiring managers see dozens, if not hundreds of resumes for job applications. A uniquely tailored resume stands out next to the more generic copies. Many companies are using software tools that sort resumes for keywords, and it pushes the ones to the top that match up the most. You can just do a keyword search for whatever the job title is that you're applying to, and Google will populate tons of amazing lists with hundreds of relevant keywords. So crafting a unique resume and taking time with each job application is definitely worthwhile because it shows the employer a bit of who you are before you even get to talk to them at all. It shows a little bit of your time and your patience and your dedication to the position. And if you are putting in that work before you even get to talk to them, that's a great sign that you are somebody that's going to be a great addition to their team. So how do we tailor the resume? What are the steps that you take to make sure that your resume matches and makes sense and is tailored correctly and that you're doing a good job in the application process? So step one is to read very carefully through the job description. Become super familiar with what the company is looking for. Usually the parts of the job description, it starts out with more of a general summary of the company, who they are, and then summary of what the job responsibilities are, kind of what a day in the life sort of looks like. And there's the job requirements, the absolutely necessary bullet points of things that you just have to meet. And then there's often preferred qualities, things that they would like for you to have, but that are not absolutely mandatory. You want to make sure that you're reading super carefully through the job description, that you meet all of the minimum requirements. Veer away from anything that you don't meet the minimum requirements for. Now, highlight or write down key phrases in the job description. You can either print it out, do it old school, or you can open it up in a Word document and just actually go through and highlight and pull out just as many of those keywords. You don't actually have to highlight. I mean, you could just kind of put up your resume next to the job description and start kind of matching over the terms, subbing in terms that you have on your resume with terms that are more relevant to that particular job description. So with that, it does help to have one master version of your resume that has everything that you've ever done. That's kind of like the skeleton for when you go in to submit a resume. Like, you shouldn't just be going in blind, recreating your resume every single time. Definitely have like a master doc and then pull from that. So adjust and edit the skills section to match pretty much the required skills that they're looking for. The skills section is usually the little bullet points kind of up at the top. You can actually take out things that are extraneous or not necessary and put in the exact skills that they're looking for. And it doesn't hurt to even add some sort of summary at the top that says, like, I am looking to become a blah, 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 and have it exactly match the job title that they're that they're looking to fulfill. The bullet points underneath the job descriptions, a lot of people want to explain in these bullet points everything that they've ever done, and they think it's super important to be very thorough and to share, their experience. And I totally agree that it's great to share what you've done. So what the resume really is there to tell the employer is why you're a good match for this job. So your bullet points should be laser focused back into that job description. And again, this is really where you're just kind of matching up your resume to make sure that it fits that job description super well. For now, you can Google search keyword scan for resume, and you can actually find programs that can scan through your resumes to make sure that you're really optimizing it for the jobs that you're applying to. Now, before you hit submit on that application, you have everything done, your resume is looking good, the job description is matching up to the resume. The job description is matching up to the resume, and everything's looking really good. But before you hit submit, just make sure that you double check through that, read through it one more time, go back through it, be careful. It's totally worth that extra look back, that scan back through. It never hurts to double check. So the last point that I want to talk about with tailoring the resume, and this is a big question, the number of pages that your resume should be. A lot of people really struggle with having a one-page resume. They want to tell more. But if the job description that you're applying to is just a page, keep your resume to a page. If the job description is much lengthier and it's much more detailed and it's asking for a lot more, then use that as your kind of measuring stick. Now, let's talk about tailoring the cover letter and whether or not the cover letter should also be tailored. The cover letter is really the why you are qualified for the position, and the cover letter is your opportunity to be a little creative, to step outside of that box a little bit, to talk about something that you can't really go into full detail with on the resume. So your resume tells your what and your cover letter tells your why. So the cover letter is an opportunity to stand out, and once again, the cover letter, just like the resume, should be uniquely tailored to every job application. Beyond the resume, like I said, you should have a master version of your resume and then kind of using that as like a way to trim down the resume for the job applications. But the cover letter should really be a unique, fresh, brand new story. Wow. All right. So the cover letter is the why, the resume is the what. Now, great cover letters are short, sweet, to the point, tell a quick story. Again, using your best judgment based on the length of the job description, similar to the rest. A short job description, short cover letter. A lot of people make the mistake in the cover letter of repeating things that they've talked about in the resume. What makes a better cover letter is to actually do a little bit of research into the company. If it's a big company that you're aware of, you can probably more easily think of a story. But if it's a company that you're not the most familiar with, get to know them a little bit. Look into what they're doing, look into who they are, what their mission is, what their company is all about, and just get a sense of who they are and express that curiosity about, I would love to learn more about what you guys do. I see that you guys mention that. I see that you do blah, blah, blah. And my career has been doing blah, blah, blah. My interests, my personal interests are blah, blah, blah. That's actually another thing. The cover letter is a chance to talk about what you're interested in, right? Some of your hobbies, some of what you do outside of the job. You obviously don't want to go into overly too much detail, but it's a great place to incorporate in more of that who you are, as opposed to just everything that you've done professionally. So when you're tailoring the cover letter, you similarly want to be using tons of keywords, tons of phrases from the job description, similar strategy to resume when you're going through and highlighting and using the keywords. So if you're in kind of a niche industry and there's a language that's spoken within that industry, for example, like coders, right? Programmers, software developers, have a language that they speak. And if you're stepping into that world, you want to be sure that you're speaking that language. You want to know the phrases and the terms that may come up commonly, and drop those things, because that shows that you have skills, that shows that you have knowledge about the industry. Now, that's really it. So that's all the tips that I had for you today on how to tailor your resume and your cover letter, the reasons why. And just to recap, the reasons why it's so important to tailor your resume and your cover letter to every single job application is that you will have a better chance of getting hired. Bottom line, that's simply it. The more time and the more care that you put into each application, the better your chances are to actually get a call back and to actually become employed. Now, if you are sending out really good job applications, if you're feeling like you're really going through the process, but you're still not sure why things are not clicking into place for you, you may want to consider hiring professional support like a job coach, career coach, transition coach. I actually am happy to book a consultation if you're interested in gaining a little bit more of that direct support. You can visit metamorphosis101.me, and I would be more than happy to book some time so we can talk and get to the root of exactly what it is within your search that might be holding you up, and we'll get to the bottom of that. I hope that these tips were really helpful, and I will see you in the next one, where we'll be talking about another life, career, coaching type tip. And the thunder is calling once again. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.